Hey there, I'm Jonathan, and I'm the Game Master for Demon Dayz, an actual play podcast with a focus on fiends and the friends who play them. We've got a great episode lined up for you, but first, we want to give a shout out to our amazing sponsor ArcKnight. Their detailed, high-quality props, maps, and minis are a delight and bring the table to life. We also want to thank Gordon McAlpin for the artwork for our show. Being infernal has never looked so good. Like what we do? Give us a review on your podcast app of choice and then hop over to our socials to say hi. That's These Demon Dayz on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And now, on with the show.
Friends, fiends, remember me? The bully one with a thirst for ale and a badass story. Yeah? Well, there's a definite lack of ale in front of me, and it's got me rather concerned. How else am I supposed to continue my story about the four tiefling who found themselves in the company of a smoking hot archmage with a bitching teleportation circle? Tell me, how am I going to fill you in on what happens next when my very being pines for a drink of... Oh hey, the ale is here! Cool! Let's continue with these Demon Dayz!
We should probably get you guys to Edgewater.
Indeed.
Good day, Majira, esteemed forger. Oh, yes, good farewell to you. And she resumes her cleaning up, and you guys start to head back. Takes a while, and you have a few minutes of light but awkward banter as you head back up to the quarters of Golatha.
Do we pass by ale and sausages along the way?
No.
Oh, I was just going to peek in and see the damage.
Yeah, now you guys make your way up, and once you guys get inside her quarters, you see her take the carafe and place it next to her bed. There's not a chest, but like a nightstand type thing, and she places it next to it and kind of tilts it just so, and then nods to herself. Perfect. And then, yeah, starts to gather you guys to the center of the room. All right, we're going to do this. I will warn you, though, with teleportation, you never get used to it. There's going to be a bit of a jump. And it's going to be a place that looks similar, but different, and a different elevation. So I would just caution you against any sort of possible vertigo you might feel or anything that would cause you any distress as a, precaution.
Noted.
She motions for you to step onto the circle in the center of the room, which you do, and she walks up to each of you and takes each of your hands for a moment while staring into your eyes. She doesn't say anything, but the warmth of her touch seems warmer than normal. And then when she's done, she finishes and walks back to her desk and leans against it. Enough of a moment passes that you think something went wrong, and that, are you going to transport us or what? And just as that thought crosses your mind to say something, with a short jolt, you find yourself in another circular room, but different. It takes a long moment for your breath to return to you, but you are now somewhere else. You see that this is a library packed to the brim with books and manuscripts, all neatly bound and well organized. Off to the one side, you notice a lavish chaise lounge next to a window of some kind. There's also a faint odor of lilacs, but no source. On the floor is the same etching that you saw back in Golatha's quarters. Opposite the chair and against the curved wall are a set of stairs leading downward. You also see, in an indent within the shelving of the books, an artist's rendition of Golatha.
Step out of the circle. Just kind of look around a little bit. Shall we?
Yes.
You guys start to descend down the stairs for about 5-10 minutes. It curves with the wall, and it guides you ever deeper. You eventually reach a small landing with a closed mahogany door bearing an etched hand print. It's locked when you check it, and stairs continue downward still.
Stairs. 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 We're not going in the creepy door?
I mean, I feel like we're in a tower.
She was really nice to us. You're right. We shouldn't do anything bad.
Okay, yeah. You start to head down some more. The stairs continue down even further, and just when you feel like you've not made any progress, you reach another landing and another mahogany door. This time the symbol on the door is that of a poultice bottle, and it's unlocked. And there's still stairs going down.
Kind of look down the staircase. Like, how deep does this thing go?
Looks like it goes a ways still.
Okay.
You get the sense from your time about and with people who use magic that there is kind of this sense of eccentricity, humor, not necessarily compensating for something so much as just, look how tall this tower feels, isn't it cool, sort of thing. There is a sense of that you're getting from this.
You said a Fultus bottle?
A poultice bottle, like a potion bottle.
Oh.
And the door's open, even a crack too, just to, you can kind of see in there, it looks to be a lab of some kind.
Kind of look in, I'm like, well, this doesn't lead outside, I don't think. I'll keep walking down the stairs.
Sure.
She's going to put the teleportation circle on the first floor.
Mage humor. You finally reach the bottom of this place. It does take a while, and after a while, the humor of it's lost on you as you realize that there may be some illusion going on, that there might not be nearly as many stairs. Certainly feels like it, though. You reach the bottom of the place to find a small lounge and connected entryway. Within the lounge is a few chairs around a small table and a small bar behind those that houses one kind of drink, but plenty of it. The label says Shalon's Black. Also within reach are a couple small containers of cigars and smoking pipes and fen leaf, and a few sipping cups are stacked nearby. And past that you see a connected entryway, which is curious because the entryway has no door. It's just a wall.
Well,
right. So, have we gone from residence to residence? We think.
I'm thinking so.
Yeah.
You do see above the empty space, like above the wall in the entryway, text that says, "The warm hand of friendship opens all doors."
Aw.
Written in the way that those cheesy sayings above staircases at home, like at people's
laugh,
house.
the warm hand of friendship opens all doors. Love.
Just crocheted.
Yep, pretty much.
I'm going to smell the alcohol.
It would smell like the equivalent of a heftier whiskey. So this Archmage is a whiskey and cigar type of gal.
Hey, I'm fine with that. Is there a
No quicker way to warm up our hands than a drink, right?
Right. So I'll start pouring.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So there was some leaf. I'll probably put some in my pipe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Feder, I have a question.
Yes.
If we're tieflings, since my skin is hot anyway, if I just put my hand on the end of the cigar, can I light it?
I'd love to see you try. You know what I mean?
Go ahead. Try it.
I feel like this is tiefling hazing. I try it, though. I put the cigar in my mouth, and then I hold my hand up like a lighter, but there's no lighter, and then I just go... Does it work?
No.
Damn it.
I really want to help. I really want to help with this.
And see if there's a place to put my hand that would maybe open a door. Are there
Lisa,
matches?
You should try and flick your thumb like you're trying to like start a flame out of your thumb.
I do that.
Okay, I'm going to roll a stealth check.
Okay.
I'm sure there are matches. I just want
Are you
to
rolling
know
it against
kind
what
of
she's doing?
tiefling I am.
Yes.
Okay, so he's rolling a stealth check against you, Lisa. He's going to try something, so if you...
Do I need to like close my eyes or say something? I'm going to say it in Infernal. Be like, light, light.
Just think really hard.
Fuego. So 18 stealth check. I'm going to mage hand a match, light it, and bring it up to in front of her. But like I tilt it so that like it's not going like this in front of her cigar. It's like this, so she can't actually see the stick, just the flame.
Okay, if you want to try and discern that in competing roll.
Could I just use my passive perception since I'm concentrating on something else? Because
Sure.
that's only
What-
11.
11 is the passive versus your what?
18.
18? Okay. That works enough. You don't notice it. It lights.
You did it. Don't let it go to your head though, because you probably can't do it again.
You thought real hard and something happened.
As soon as she gets it lit, because I don't want her to think that she can produce fire at a time of need and not be able to do it.
Yeah.
So as soon as she gets it lit, I'm going to turn the match and just pull it over to my hand and blow it out.
Oh. So tieflings can't just start fire.
Well,
Some can.
You can start plenty of fires in people's pants.
Some can. Well,
I love you.
Oh, that's adorable. Some can, when attacked, can retaliate with an element. But no, I still have to carry around matches just like everyone else.
I mean, as I take a sip of whiskey, I'm like, I can.
Anyone want to help me get out of here?
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a look.
Right. I absolutely do.
I walk over and just put my hand on the door.
There wasn't a door.
Or on the wall.
On the wall?
Yeah.
Everyone else who sees Yusuf do this, an outline starts to appear around the wall in the shape of a door. and click, opens.
I'll look around. I got a 16. I'll be like, so it seems like if we just... Yeah, okay. Do you think we can take the cups to go, or should we finish this here? And
I think, and I down the rest of it.
It is.
I'm gonna leave though.
It's some pretty potent stuff. It's also thicker too, so that it takes a bit to go down too. You're just like, ooh.
It stops my suaveness. I think.
And then you breathe flames. No,
I think. Yeah, no, I'm leaving this here.
Roll a con check.
Careful with that stuff. It is lit.
all right.
Just like my cigar.
Shall we?
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to take a cigar. I'm going to hold it up to my lips. And I'm going to do the same thumb flicking motion.
Uh-huh.
But I'm going to cast Prestidigitation.
Okay.
And I have a match kind of like tucked in my hand, so it looks like it's coming off of my thumb. Just pop, flame.
Do I see the match?
Are you doing it for her to see?
No.
I assume so. Oh, no? So then...
Oh, that was only a 5,
Sleight
so
of hand.
I don't see it. That's so cool.
I try.
Yeah, you guys leave, and the first thing you notice as you exit the building is the light rain. The next thing you notice is that it's warmer.
I run into the rain and dance in circles, arms out.
The third thing you notice, you're not nearly as high up as you were in Trost. You have a brief moment of dizziness that subsides as you acclimate to the new elevation. You're much lower in elevation than in Trost. The building you just exited obviously was Golatha's, and as you look up and look back at it, you see it is a stereotypical mage tower. Not nearly as tall as the distance you traveled down, so there is a sense of either sense of humor or trying to fuck with anyone inside. But it is the tallest building in the city. You notice that unlike Trost, Edgewater itself is a lot more spread out and spacious. And you also notice that it appears to be the epicenter of the city, this tower. You see a main street in almost every direction, and they all seem to end here where you guys are. And looking back, you notice that the door itself has unformed, and it's just a smooth stone surface.
I'm gonna walk back over and place my hand on it again.
It does the same thing. The outline of the door opens, and then clicks open.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, friends can enter.
Yeah.
I assume if you're stuck in there and she doesn't want you or she doesn't like you, you can't get out.
You're not going to leave.
Yeah, through normal.
Interesting. Well,
I pull the door closed
And then the outline unforms.
How busy is the street?
Lee's not very busy because I just ran into it and started spinning in circles.
Yes.
Yay!
Despite being, from what you can tell, the center of the city at least, it doesn't seem to be very busy. It's getting on in the evening. It's dark and rainy, and the workers have gone home or gone to whatever bars they might go to. The street's pretty empty here.
Yeah.
You get the sense that if it's like downtown LA at night, nothing. Except for the occasional hot spot. But
And homeless person?
pull out the pocket watch and just check what time it is.
yeah, you get it about 9, 10-ish
Okay.
equivalent.
Let's find a place to stay. Late dinner.
Sounds good. I pull off my cloak, take my hair out of my ponytail, and just let the rain, soak.
Okay, yeah, it feels nice. This is a nice...
Singing in the rain. I'm singing
It
in the
feels
rain.
so good after being trapped in that prison.
It's
After
true.
that fight.
Start dancing around a light post, just hoofing it.
Yeah, and the
Clickety clacking's back.
I'd like to point out that all of these this session have not been me.
Whatever.
Well, gang, since this is probably not as puritanical as our former accommodations, what say we? Do we go nice and respectable? Do we go a little bit more down and dirty? How do we feel?
Well, I just let my hair down.
It's very true.
So your vote is for down and dirty?
Right now it's for down and clean, and I just kind of lift my head up and let the rain hit me. This is the first time I've felt rain in over a month.
moisture of any kind, really.
Yeah. I mean, aside from the spa,
Yeah.
natural, well, aside from almost drowning with taking my oath, this is the first natural rain source that I have.
Right. It reminds you a little bit more of south, even though there's still a chill in the air. It's not nearly as cold, but
It's
you do feel a little bit more south, and that gives you a sense of comfort,
Okay.
especially with the elevation being much lower.
And it's coastal, right?
Yeah.
Does the family have any people in Edgewater? Can I check?
In Edgewater now. How the hell did you get there? That's a jump.
Oh, they're getting a full report about the teleportation circle.
Yeah. Maybe do history check, I guess.
21.
21. Considering its relation to the Shattered Lands, there is no current family in Edgewater.
Okay. No, like soup guy.
No, like
agents?
soup guy.
Okay.
You get the sense that, like, as far as the family is concerned, they're not fucking with this area.
Okay. What about because we're coastal-ish? I mean, I know there's kind of a lot of water that flooded through the Shattered Lands. Anybody on the on Dad's side, on the sailor side?
Nah, you wouldn't immediately know.
Okay, cool. All right.
I would say, as far as coasts go to
Right.
look for, you're probably thinking more. It's probably gonna be a little bit more west coast, south.
Copy that. West Coast.
West coast, baby.
Coast to coast.
All right. Tavern first, right?
Okay.
Let's figure out
Sure.
where we're sleeping tonight,
place
to
and then
bed
we
down.
know where we're stumbling back to.
I'm still spinning in circles in the rain. so-
Okay, so
Is-
Taslin's spinning, and
Are any of these main streets more like warmly lit and safe looking than the others?
well, they're all fairly.
Or do we want to keep it like mysterious, guys?
You know me. I don't mind a dark shadow.
Yeah, the streets that are connecting to this tower, they're all fairly well lit and fairly spacious and well built. So yeah, it kind of tells you even more so now that, like, these are some main streets, but from there are countless other shadowy streets.
And the tower that you're referring to is Golatha's tower, yeah?
Right.
It sits at the center of town, and
Mhm.
the main street spoke out from it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, any direction is good. Seems like there's...
Lick my finger, put it to the wind, and then
Yeah.
shrug and head off in a direction.
You don't have to go too far. You start to head toward a little bit more coastal side. You get a little bit more of that salty air as you go in that direction, a little bit more to the east. And you find a fairly small and unassuming stone-walled building with a slate roof, and just off from the entry are two scimitars jammed into the ground, crossing each other. Closer inspection reveals this is just a sculpture instead of real swords. Over the door, to drive the point home, you just see the name, the Crossed Scimitars.
I wonder if anybody realizes that I'm not with them.
Does anyone...
Yeah, I'm not gonna... I would not have... If you're still standing there spinning,
Still spinning.
then at some point, I would not have walked away from you. I would have just said, Taslin, come on.
Still spinning.
So there's this tension
Can
before
you
you
like
actually...
spin in a direction?
You know, she can't do this forever. I mean, she probably could, but...
She
We can just wait for her to get dizzy and then we can carry her.
I'll just stand in front of her, and every time her head comes by, I'll go, Taslin. 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 Taslin.
Can I just kick her?
Sure, go ahead.
roll an attack against her AC.
I will try and be there to catch her on the opposite side of said kick.
That'd be a 9.
No.
The movement is so pure and graceful, and the spinning, and your kick is so blunt and horrific that you miss.
I actually break out of the spin and I just start doing like these wild, like, Carlotte balloon wavy stuff just around, dance over her foot. I'm just really happy that I'm in the rain.
Taslin, can we do this at the inn?
At where there's liquor?
But rain.
Yes, it's lovely. I'm
It's
quite
gonna
enjoying it.
It's gonna be where we're walking too. It's not like in one spot.
I look up to make sure that's true. Is like the storm all over town?
The rain is localized to you guys.
Well, no, it's like, are we? If we're walking in this
or a
direction, are we gonna
Zoloft
walk out of it?
commercial.
No, it's just a steady, regular rain. It's blanketing the whole city, and
Yeah, no, look, it's raining over there, and it's raining over there, and we're gonna go this way, and it's raining over there.
There's got to be the
I'll dance
Edgewater
with
version of Edge and sausages. That's all I'm saying.
Fine.
So we go.
You're ruining my celebration.
It's not true. We're just postponing it.
It's a parade, Taslin. We're parading the cities.
We're raining on your parade in a good way.
The rain is raining on
my
our-
parade.
I walk away.
Yes, I'm with him.
So yeah, you guys get to the Crossed Scimitars first, and notice the dumb idea of just having a statue of scimitars pretending to be in the ground.
I mean,
I look up at the like. I wonder if It's the same governing body uses the teleportation circle, because this also is on the nose.
It's better than, like, Sleepy Time Place or whatever bullshit they would have named it until.
Nap time?
Yeah.
Nap time would be a good stop for a name.
Yeah.
To be fair, these aren't even scimitars.
No, they're...
But it's the image, you know. It's,
Yeah, and it's
I shake my head and I walk through the door.
another bad attempt
A
at
for effort.
creativity.
You make your way inside, and there's some light music that you hear when you enter first. You see just a musician off to the side, just lightly strumming. They pay you no mind. They're just like, bring, bring.
We'll get the room. You can go outside and spin.
You can go now if you want. We just want to make sure we have a place to stay tonight.
I slowly slink backwards outside.
All right. For the rest of you, you see about a half dozen tables organized neatly, good make, good wood, some decent quality chairs, and a bar to the back. You also see another hall that leads to a bunch of other rooms, which you can assume is where you'd be staying if you got the place. Behind the bar, you see a rotund, jovial furbolg with gray skin and bright blue hair which is betrayed by black roots. He has ears that are constantly perked up, and he's just like, do, bouncing around and wiping the counter. He doesn't immediately notice you. The door doesn't make really any noise as you come in. He's just in his element.
I stop. I look at Lisa. Furball innkeeper.
Yeah.
Do.
Friend Innkeep.
Oh,
evening.
hello.
Hi. Do you have, what do we do? Do you have 4 rooms for lodging this evening?
Let me check that. He walks over to a big tome, flips it, like just over-exaggerated gesture, and scans through the names. Yeah, well, no, actually, we have 2 rooms. I'm sorry to say.
All right.
Welcome, though. I have
Welcome.
drinks. You guys look like you need drinks.
You are so smart.
Not really.
How big are these 2 rooms that you have? Are they single beds, double beds?
There are 2 beds in each.
Perfect.
Yeah, no, not huge beds, but, you know, they do what they do, and you don't have to get friendly with anybody.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right. What can I get for you guys?
I'll take a mead if you have it.
Oh, perfect. Tons of mead. Goes and drafts that and tosses it to you in a clean, absolutely clean glass.
Whiskey.
Sure. Can do
Same.
that. You can get your drinks.
Make that one more mead for Taslin, do we think?
You have another.
Doesn't drink much.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Let's do a wine.
A wine. Okay. A red, a white.
I'm going to hold on to that second whiskey
Yeah,
and
let's-
we'll
okay.
find a home
Yeah.
for it.
Sure, yeah. I'm sure you have friends who are going to meet you here or something. I don't care.
You just see me go dancing by the window.
Yes, there's one more of us. Thank you,
Oh.
sir. And I toss a gold on the table.
Oh, perfect. That's a lot. You
Well,
don't have to be so
We
generous,
may
but sure.
be here for
yeah, we'll be here for a while.
several days.
Oh, yes. All right, yeah. Well, when you decide to get a room, well, let's just do it now. Yeah, why not? Silver or 2 per night?
Throw another gold on the table.
Yeah, sure. This is perfect. Man, I won't even tell you when you're here. Perfect.
And I go sit down and hang my cloak up to dry and put my hooves up.
What's the situation in the rest of the tavern? Who else is here?
Next to the window, watching Taslin dance, you see a tall, thin, brown-skinned elf with short, messy hair that was not cut with any sort of finesse, except off to the sides, which was shaved completely off. You see her adorned in leather armor and ranger-like gear, and she is got her head kind of tilted as she's trying to figure out what the deal is with this tiefling dancing out in the rain. But other than that, this inn is empty.
She is fine. She just loves life. Friend Furbolg, I don't think I caught your name.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Wissam. Wissam Wender.
Question.
Yes?
Are the scimitars in the ground, or quote unquote in the ground, are they large enough to be taller than me?
No, they're about,
Are they large enough for me to swing on them?
sure, they're about waist high.
I start swinging on the scimitars.
Okay, do just a quick dex save. Because they're not as in the ground as you might be led to believe.
That is a 7.
7?
Yes.
To everyone else in the bar, you hear a crash and some cursing.
I'm gonna go outside and check on her.
I'll be right back, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, please, by all means. Your
I
house
stay
is my
seated
house.
and sip my mead.
Taz, you
Tazzy.
okay?
Yep. Fine.
You're gonna get your new pants muddy.
We got you. That's fine, because I'm going to put in a whole dry cleaning thing tonight.
Okay,
Anyone
okay,
that wants cleaned up, we can do it. Taslin,
Get the pen.
Whiskey or wine?
Neither.
Neither?
No.
More for us.
Water?
Yeah.
Soda? Bean water?
Soda?
Would you like a soda? We've developed high fructose corn syrup.
I mean, I guess sugar water existed in any universe.
You can always see what the other options are from the bar.
Taslin, we're gonna have a chat. 2 rooms for the night. Any preference on who you stay with?
How about you, Feather?
Sounds fantastic.
But also look in the window at that girl.
Oh, I have.
Yeah, you see she's staring at you, and she's amused.
I totally like walk up to the window and just like put my face against it. Cup my face with my hands looking in.
She too puts her face against the window and just like tries to see, like, go side to side to see if it's
We're mimicking each other, just side to side.
She reaches one hand out just to like see if
You hear my horns hit the table.
she's reaching her hand out to see if you're gonna copy the movement.
Yep. Copying
And
them.
you guys for the next like 5 minutes or so start playing like you're shadowing each other. The scene out of Duck Soup.
I'm sorry, this is the best.
I raise my glass to each of them as they walk in, like, it's a Friday night. It feels like a Friday night.
Yeah, we're just gonna let this happen.
Or let it go. Yeah. You know what? We spent 2 days in jail for absolutely no goddamn reason. I think we've earned this. I'll sit down next to Yusuf and clap him on the shoulder.
I eventually walk in because I'm pretty much the equivalent of a wet dog at this point.
Yeah, the rain hasn't let up. It's rainy. The furbowl goes back to his.
Is the elf the only person in the bar?
Right.
Besides us. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And after you guys come in, she still glances towards Taslin every now and then, but doesn't seem to pay you guys too much mind or be too interested.
Friend Elf, if you're looking for company this evening, feel free to join us. If not, we more than understand.
Oh, I just go over and sit next to her.
Or Taslin's gonna come and sit. That's Taslin, by the way.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Thanks for just giving my name away, Feather.
Yeah, because you're acting like a jackass. and I know that you would not care for that.
We're rooming together tonight. I'm glad.
You and I?
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah.
The elf.
This is Feather, by the
Clink.
way.
The elf nods.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. I suppose I'll introduce myself since names are on the table. I'm Skoyel Minen. I'm a ranger.
Your name sounds like an onomatopoeia of a sound.
It is a sound.
Squirrel.
Some say it sounds like squirrel, but
Squirrel?
Squirrel man. And
squirrel. Squirrel. A lot of vowels in my name.
A lot of work in the Shattered Lands for a person adept at transversing terrain.
Well, yes. And she gives a nod to Taslin, gets up and joins the whole group at large and brings her drink with her. It's a tankard of darker stout.
I know it's been 100-odd years or so, but I suppose there's still plenty of this territory that needs accounted for and charting.
Ah, yes. It's good business traveling the Shattered Lands, hunting creatures, and, it's good work and it's honest pay.
What kind of things do you encounter out here?
I don't know if any of you have actually been to the area before, but
Have not.
as far as history of the land goes, there was that great shattering that happened a long time ago, and since then, all manner of creature have come through, and some say they're from the other planes, and some have mixed with animals. It's not a very pretty place. It's treacherous.
Fantastic. What of the tower at the middle of all of this? Do people trespass that? I'm sure it's got to be some sort of a landmark of sorts.
It's very touristy. The Resplendent Spire. It's, I think, what's her name? Golatha?
Yes, sorry. I was thinking more regionally, the large...
Tower of All.
The Tower of All.
Oh, the Tower of All. My goodness. Well, people do want to get there and try to see if they can get in and apply whatever treasures might be inside. And I've taken a few people here and there to the area, and they walk around it a dozen or so times, and oh, bummer, can't get in. I make sure they pay me, and then we head back. I mean, of course, every single time we have to fight some manner of godforsaken creature, hence my fees for it, but these days it's been a bit slow in terms of traveling that direction fully.
What do you charge for pathfinding your way out there?
Well, I guess it depends on how long you want to spend out there, if I have to wait for you, or if I'm just going to take you and leave you, but, maybe 100 gold.
Ooh, prices are steep.
There's also a very good chance that I'm going to sustain some injuries, and
I'm sure that's commensurate to the relative level of danger that we're all contemplating.
but you all don't strike me though as the very touristy type. So I'd probably do it for maybe 75.
Fantastic. How many days' journey would it be to get out that way from here?
Just shy of 3 days, she says. Takes a swig of her stout. It's, a little bit of a travel, and since there is some sleeping and camping required, that does up the danger level a little bit.
Scoil, are you staying here in town? Do you live here? Are you staying here at this inn? Or we've just come from quite a distance and need to get our bearings a bit. And
Oh, sure, yeah. Well, I'm not staying here. Nothing against the place. Wissam is a very nice fellow, very friendly, and a fun conversationalist. But, I had enough money to get my own place here.
Fantastic.
Elves live a really long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Scoil.
Yes.
Did you live here when the shatter happened?
No.
Do you know anyone who did?
I can't say I do. I've not been back to the homeland, so I can't necessarily say with any certainty if any of my kin have been there. As far as people here, the rumor is that the mage who has that very gaudy tower here, they say she's lived hundreds of years, that she's seen a few things. They also say she's human, which, I don't know, to me seems very odd. Humans don't live very long. Granted, I'm not that old myself. I haven't started to get any of my remembrances yet, but,
Should we be able to... Are you out sojourning tomorrow? Would we be able to call upon you?
Oh, absolutely.
Fantastic.
Do you want me to meet you here? I can find this place pretty easily. Or is there... Well, you wouldn't necessarily know anywhere else in the city, would you?
No.
I could make some recommendations for places for you to go, to entertain yourself, or anything along those lines.
Certainly.
For me, I don't stay out too late. I try to keep myself energized. Also, too much vice, can be a problem.
Yeah, give us the lowdown. Scoil, what do you recommend?
Edgewater's got kind of a little bit of everything for everybody. We've got bathhouses, we've got bookstores, and we've got places to eat. We've got bakeries, and if you want amusement, there is a bookstore that is, let's just say any of the material is not safe for all audiences. It's run by a interesting cat lady.
They're all run by interesting cat ladies, apparently.
I was going to say,
Aren't you right?
Do Tabaxi have some sort of an inroad into
Oh,
vice?
you mistake me, not Tabaxi.
No. Oh, cat lady.
A lady who can be a cat. It's very fascinating.
Interesting. Well, Lisa, I feel like we need to go say hi, just so maybe you can watch her cat trick. That seems up your alley.
I'd be so excited.
She's fun. Let's just say you're not going to go there for the entertaining literature necessarily. It's smutty, but it's politically smutty. And it's very boring. It's senates and then sex. But yeah, you could get her to talk forever about her stuff. I will admit, I have spent a few hours in there. But as far as the bathhouse goes, she writes down on a piece of paper some basic directions, arrow here, arrow there, basically referencing the main streets. This one is run by a few people who follow Sune. They're a little on the uppity side, but private rooms and good clean water, and they leave you alone. And we have brothels if that's your thing, or any, really, name it, and I can point one out to you.
How do we feel, gang? There's part of me that wants to finish this whiskey and perhaps go to bed. But,
I am there with you. I'm thinking I might check out the bathhouse tomorrow.
Bathhouse and bookstore.
So we're
Tomorrow.
lower in elevation.
Right.
Are there any beaches nearby, or is it all marsh?
The elf nods. It's mostly marsh. Part of us being in a piece of the broken land here in Edgewater, the land is pretty marshy and icky.
is there an overland path to the Tower of All? I know that would be part of your proprietary knowledge, of course, and I don't want to take advantage of that, but...
The land is still a ever-changing thing. Paths just kind of wash over and change. Not necessarily magic, but more just as the water from the East Sea comes in and gets rotten from whatever's near the tower, just suddenly a path that you went before isn't there, eroded away or washed over or reformed, and maybe it is magical. I'm not as attuned to that as some of my kin. And she laughs a little bit, takes a huge draft of her stout. Another one for bulk. Oh, yes. Gets one going and walks it over to her. Thank you.
Well, it's certainly enough to think about. And
if you wish, I can tell you that I come here fairly regularly in the evening to unwind from my work and I'm around the streets. I'm an elf. There's not many of me in Edgewater, so I'm not far. And now that I know that you're interested in possibly heading toward this tower, I will definitely be hanging around in the hopes to have some of that money.
Very well.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the information.
Oh, you're welcome.
He finishes off his meat. He's like, I'm going to retire for the evening, I believe.
Sure thing. Sure thing.
And
I'll probably chill here in the bar for a while. Wisdom is nice in that he'll close it when the last of us leaves. And I mean, I don't know if that guy ever sleeps, you know?
Yeah, funny.
He says.
I walk up to him, give him the glass back, ask for a key for one of the rooms.
Oh, yes, sure. He goes over to a board that has a bunch of, a couple keys. It's not as expansive as any big place might be, but he tosses you a key that says A3.
Okay.
All right, if there's anything you need in the night, just let me know. I hang out here.
I gathered.
Why get your own place when you have your own place? Am I right?
Yes,
Yeah.
you are. Good night.
Good night, sir. Good night.
I walk to A3, unlock the door. Do I need the key to lock it from the inside, or is there a lock on the inside?
Yes, you need it for both. Yeah.
And where are we staying, friend Furbog?
Oh, yes. I gave him A3, and he grabs another key, and it's A4, which is next door. Just a heads up, the walls aren't exactly the most thick, so don't disturb anyone else, I guess. No, nothing too crazy, right?
You're putting that dry cleaning order in, right?
I am, if anyone wants to give me their clothes to go in tonight.
Yes.
I come back, I give you the key. It won't lock, so just lock when you come in, I guess. And I go back and lay down.
All right. And then you guys have your key as well. And then...
Taslin, how do you feel? And you seem very excitable.
I feel fine.
More dancing?
The elf kind of perks up. If you wish to continue the dancing outside, I wouldn't mind joining you for a little bit of dancing fun.
Well, I am kind of wet and not in a fun way.
Oh, well, too bad.
Maybe
She
another
sighs.
time.
Noted.
Besides, I need to talk to my friend here.
Ah, yes.
I pat Fetter on the back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, aren't you two the fun ones? She smiles. Don't mind me. I'll be here for another hour or so. I got lots to think about in my own way. It was a pleasure meeting you guys.
Yes, enjoy your drink. We'll see you around.
She returns to her drink and nods to each one of you.
I just kind of take the key from Fetter.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, you guys get to your room.
I hand you guys my clothes, and then I go to bed.
Just right in the middle of the hallway. Just yeah. Well, she's certainly not shy.
At about that time, Wisdom is walking across the hall. He happens to look over stairs. Okay, whatever.
I twist up her key a little bit and then just kind of snap it at her butt as she walks away.
I give a little jump, and then I run inside.
I mean, the tail does have a nice natural sway to it, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
All right.
Seen it in action.
Yeah, you go
As
to
I'm
your
getting
room.
into bed, she walks in the room naked. I'm like,
I've got my bag with me.
True. What happened to... You know what? Never mind.
Fetter's putting in a dry cleaning order. Do you need anything?
I'm good.
Okay.
As I kind of set my armor down and climb into bed.
You make use of this dry cleaning transportation bag thing for the first time.
I really hope we get this stuff back. You putting anything in here?
Oh, absolutely not.
Fantastic. Well, you only live once. I'll just put essentially my pants and...
You could always test it to see if they're...
yeah, I'm going to
put a note or something in there and be like, do you get this?
be like, is the service ready? And I'll send that first.
Okay. Let's
Oh,
grab
wait.
paper.
Actually, yeah, I'll give you my cloak to put in there, too. The
Yeah.
one that I got from them.
Okay.
I
You,
forgot about the whole magic bag thing.
Yeah. You put the note in there, send it off, and as you're waiting for it, you realize, there wouldn't necessarily be any good way to know if you got stuff back. So you think of a response and put your hand in the bag, and there is a new piece of paper in there.
Oh, that's interesting.
With an eagerly scrawled, hell yeah.
All right, well...
I love Elamon.
Well, let's try this. So I'll put in the cloak and Lace's clothes and just my suit jacket, tie, and pants.
Sure.
I also put in a note in there that's a very badly drawn caricature of me waving.
Okay.
Yeah. And, right. Well, I'll check in the morning. Well, yeah. Yeah, well, I guess we'll see. If not, I can get pants, and Lisa doesn't seem to mind wandering around naked.
I still have my old uniform.
Oh, that's true.
I just wasn't going to put it on and then go to bed.
Yeah.
Can you stop talking through the wall, please?
I can hear you. He said they were thin.
Oh my gods.
Are you trying to sleep, Yusuf?
You hear from the other wall. Huh? What's going on? What's this?
Nothing. You're good. Go back to sleep.
Oh.
Bad dream. Bad dream.
Good night.
So I'll put that in, and then whatever
Okay, yeah.
cash and prizes I owe them. Is it like 5 silver a time or something?
Sure, yeah. Put that in.
Okay.
And Fetter, for your information, I was
Yes?
not acting like a jackass. It got us talking to somebody in information, did it not?
That's true. So given that, I'm going to get like fairly close to you if everybody can hear what we're saying.
Well, I was whispering it. I
Yeah.
was like,
So,
no, jackass.
no, I appreciate this chick, and it got us what we needed.
Don't give my name out to people.
All right. And,
Barney still doesn't know it, and I like to keep it that way to other people as well.
all right. Well, if you're going to toff off, then at least give me a wink or something, yeah?
If I'm in a new city, that's the best way to, like, get information and make friends is to act like a dumbass.
Sure. Well, that's one way to do it. You just popped out of the door. It was just the 4 of us standing on the street, and you proceeded to prance about for a bit, which is fine, as long as I know that that's you and not, I don't know, your patron or some weird side effect of something, then great. But
You enjoyed the prancing. Let's be real.
I most certainly do. So, did you get it?
Oh, get what?
The teleportation circle.
Maybe.
So what do you want? I know how this works. Little leverage here, little leverage there. It's a game I'm used to playing.
Well, how much have you figured out about me?
Little bits, trying not to pry too hard. Wildly suspicious that you wandered out of that town on your own. The Raven Queen's got a strong interest in you, which is a giant black cloud. A lot of death around us, between you and the monk. So what's your deal? And you're looking after some other family member that you're trying to get a hold of?
Actually, how many sigils were on that teleportation circle?
About 12.
12?
Yeah.
All right.
Think like the numbers on a clock sort of thing.
Yeah. I know that these sigils and components are useful to you for lots of reasons,
They are?
particularly your order. What are you willing to give?
Plenty. Don't have much on me currently, but many things can be arranged. I do have a certain amount of information. What sort of an agreement can we come to?
Well, I don't want to give them all to you at once. So, let's say 1 sigil for 2 pieces of information, and they don't necessarily have to be large pieces of information,
Okay.
but more than yes or no answers. You can't be skimpy.
Certainly. Well, I don't know. I kind of like this game. I'll bite.
All right. Well, you have earned 1 sigil already because you decided to tell me how much you knew about me.
Yep. I may ask, you keep a tally. You have more of an arcane hand than I do, and I'd rather get the full transposition of it from you in an arcane hand before I send this off.
All right. Well, I go over and I grab another piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
And I scribble down one of the sigils and hand it over to Fetter.
Fair enough. We said there was, 12?
There are 12.
Fantastic. All right, well, I could go for a couple questions before bed, and if it gets too spicy, I'll stop.
Well, this is not for a sigil, but you did say that you wanted to talk to me back when we were at the brothel. What did you want to talk to me about?
No, just, it seems like you had quite a time, and I'm a man who doesn't hate details.
Oh, you're such a liar. Let's see. We're going for sigils, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how did you get involved with the sisters?
That question,
I'll give you a whole sigil for it.
Yeah, I think if you want an honest and true answer, and I'm willing to give you one, perhaps, this is more of like a 5 or a 6 sigil question.
Too rich for my blood.
If we take the stakes back down, what if I say that, in some ways, I'm related to them?
Okay. Blood family or growing up family?
My tiefling heritage originates in the House of Zafan. Is that a fair answer?
Fair.
For the paltry sum of 1.
Okay.
And again, the more you offer, the clearer I get.
I take another piece of paper and I scribble down another sigil and hand it to him.
Okay. What else?
You know, I honestly can say that I wasn't entirely prepared for this. I expected a little bit more of a negotiating factor. You jumped right in.
I'm occasionally ready to jump right in.
You did mention your family, and not your demonic family, but your family.
Yeah.
Are they on a plane or are they here?
To be perfectly honest, and I'm not bullshitting you, I promise, I don't know, and I want to find out.
You want to find out, but you want to stay far away from them.
No, I have a fairly reasonable relationship with most of the members of my family, plainer and otherwise.
Okay. I'm scribbling down another sigil as I ask him, so why aren't you in more of a hurry to find them?
The person in question has been gone for a while, and I'm not sure if he left of his own accord or if he wanted to go. It's complicated, but things have been at an equilibrium. As it seems, I think that I may not be able to go back with Dis as long as we're a walking demonic time bomb. It's piqued my interest in perhaps trying to find him. Is that a satisfactory answer?
So the person that you're looking for is a him? Is it a father, brother?
I feel no compulsion to hide this. It's my father, Drago Barenthal.
Would I know that name? Is it a fairly is it like a well-known thing or no?
You wouldn't necessarily know.
Okay. So I'm writing down another sigil, hand it over. I feel like I'm handing you candy, or I'm a little bit too easy because you've already gotten 4 out of the 12.
We can stop there. I don't mind if this game continues a bit.
Let's go back to the sisters question. If you give me a moderately honest answer, I will give you 3.
It depends. I think it's at least 4.
I will give you 4 if you give me a 2/3 honest answer.
I'm directly related to the House of Zafan. How's that sound?
Little bit more.
I
take out a bigger sheet of paper.
One of the many sisters, some would say the kindest of them, is my mother.
But she's not missing.
No, not at all. Safely home in Dis.
And she's helping you find your father?
Hard to say. There are more complicated forces at play.
Well, I think that's enough for now, Fetter.
I'd say so. I hope that I can count on your discretion.
Of course, as long as I can count on yours.
Of course. There are 2 beds in here, but do we really need them?
Oh! I can only imagine hearing that from next door from Lisa, even though that totally didn't happen. That would be amazing.
Oh, we're like, in my head, we're like...
really close,
right
I know.
up close to each other.
The only thing you're missing is a chess game.
I know, right? Which that kind of sort of was happening with the pieces and the sigils and
Yusuf sits up out of bed. Obviously, you're the one that sees this. He kind of looks down at the bed, looks around at the room, gets up, puts on his trousers and a shirt, and goes out the door and shuts it.
Oh, perfect. Lace is going to make sure he's gone, and she's going to take out her staff.
Okay.
I actually, when he says that to me, I get up and I start pulling the second bed closer.
Yeah.
Nice.
End scene in our room.
End scene. Yusuf, you head out. What are you doing?
I go back up to the barkeep.
He's still there. He just kind of...
I'm sorry, friend. What's your name again?
It's okay. My name is Wisym. That's Wisym. It's a weird one, I know, but it's mine. What can I do for you, man?
Is there anywhere in town that has, I don't know, maybe some type of healing house or children in need, possibly
children in
care
need
for, or disease that
like a clinic of some kind or something.
Yeah.
I think there is a campus. I can write this down for you. The clinic, if I recall, he searches through some loose papers and all that. It's called the Rest of Eldath. It's where anyone who's injured will go and get some healing. They have mages on hand and clerics and things like that. And nice little place.
And how would I find that?
There's a lot of tree and waterfall imagery on the building.
Is it still in town or is it outside?
It's still in town.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just further away from the coast.
So I walk out the door, and which way am I going?
About northwest from the city. So he drew out the directions. You start taking one of the main roads that leads in that direction.
Okay. What time is it?
It's about roughly 1, 2-ish in the morning.
Oh, okay.
I mean, as a clinic, it would probably still be open.
Go there.
Yeah. So you travel a ways. It's, as the Furbolg said, pretty far to like the northwest. It's near the edge, the wall of the city, and you see...
I don't have any armor on or anything, so I'm just trotting.
Yeah, the street's well lit too. It's just off the main street itself. A fairly tall 3-story building with trees lining the property, little pockets of water, just very, very symbolically placed and all that. And you walk in, the doors they're like those half door kind of things that swing in and out. They don't
Shutters.
They latch it, gives you the impression that come in at any time. You walk in and there's not too many people out in this main lobby area. A few chairs to sit in and more of like a processing room. You can see past them halls that lead off in different directions. Sitting at the desk is a fairly young looking human woman with red hair. She's scurrying over, like she's looking over some notes, jotting things down. Doesn't immediately notice you. She's got some really large spectacles that seem to keep sliding down her nose. She's just going about her work with going through papers, putting things in folders and shifting things around, general clinical busy work.
Excuse me.
Oh, yes. Hi. What can I do for you?
I would like to help.
Help? Do you have someone here who is injured?
I would like to help.
To help? In what capacity would you like to help?
I kind of nod at the motif of Eldath. I'm like, I am a paladin of the ancients, and I just realized that every day I'm given a certain amount of healing I can provide, and I haven't used any of it today, and I'd hate to waste it. So if you have any children that are particularly hard off disease or wounds or anything like that, I would like to give that before I rest for the day, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I gotta say, no one's ever done that. Usually it's anyone giving flowers or something along those lines, or a trinket. But wow, to heal. Let me go to the back, find one of the clerics and just see if there's any protocol for this. I'm sorry, you've caught us at it's a late hour, and I don't necessarily know protocol for just letting someone come in and heal. And if you don't mind taking a seat, I'll go find one of our chief clerics and see what I can come up with.
Of course.
Thank you. She gets out of her chair, she scratches her already frazzled hair and heads down one of the hallways, and you peek over as she walks in. It's a long hallway with many different doors and paths, and you don't quite get a good sense of the scope and scale of the place necessarily from that. It takes her about 10 minutes and she comes back. Yeah, they don't seem to have a problem with it. We would need a paper trail of some kind, and let me get a ledger here. She digs through some shelves and all that, and as she's doing it, looking for something to put a legal spin on it, you do notice more of the place inside. There's a lot more trim around the edging of the ceiling and on the floor that's more vine and bark and tree-like. And they are really leaning more into that kind of earthy vibe to the place. She takes about 5 minutes, comes out with another book, a ledger. This is normally just for admittance, but I would say since you are going through one of these walls, you're technically admitted into the building. So I figure we can just scratch in some more details on that, and I can file it away later. Your maybe name. She looks you over, up and down. If you don't mind me asking, what are you?
I'm a tiefling.
A tiefling. Okay.
Here, how about if I just do this, and I take the book and I write down RD
RD.
Of Dagnaruz.
Cool. She nods, looks at it. Okay, yeah. And then today's date. Yeah, I guess if you'll follow me, I'll guide you down this wing B. And she takes you down the other hall than from when she went to talk to the head cleric, and goes a ways down and finds a random door. So she opens the door and you go in. It's just a small little bed, some shelving and some little chest for supplies and things like that. And on the bed you see half-elf girl about, to you she looks like a teenager.
Okay.
A little bit younger, smaller, very much newer in age, but it's hard to place.
Yeah.
She looks up at you weakly. The features are very sallow, and
I turn to what's the woman's name, the receptionist?
oh, I'm sorry. My name is Georgina, and this is let me look at. She goes over to the chest, opens it, tries to find some paperwork, and pulls out a small dossier. And this one is named Belen Mala. We're currently trying to heal her. It's a poison of some kind, something we're not exactly familiar with, but it has been eating away at her. And
It's a poison?
a poison of some kind, yeah. So right now what we're trying to do is ease that pain and prolong while we discern whatever the nature of it is. This is probably one of our more dire cases, but as you can see...
Is it still raining out?
Yeah.
Is there a window?
Yes.
I'm going to go raise the window, hold my hand under the rain, and then bring my hand immediately over and I'll place it on her chest.
Okay.
And I'm going to neutralize poison.
Neutralize poison?
Yep.
You do the spell on her and you see some color come back in. It doesn't fully heal her of the poison. There seems to be a persistent thread. It's still working its way in there and morphing that manages to circumvent some of your healing, but you do get a lot of it squared away.
Well, back to the window, take both hands, place them on her again.
Okay.
And I'm going to do it twice.
Twice. And you can sense it too as you're putting the spell on her, almost like the code in the Matrix, if you will. But you can see the poison circumvent some, get hit by others, and it's like this weird magical missile defender sort of thing. You're basically playing these types of like find them and neutralize them with the poison, and you pretty much wipe it out. There's some traces of symptom left over, but for the most part, yeah, the poison is neutralized.
I'm going to hit her one more time.
Full color back to her, and it takes a second for Georgina to roll her mouth back up into her mouth just from being surprised. Just like, oh, wow.
Do I think I got it all?
Yeah.
Okay.
If anything, she scratches and undoes some of her bound back hair a little bit more. Like, if anything, I mean, it's just going to take her a little bit to, get her energy back. She's been in bed for a while.
I'll stop by tomorrow, see how she's doing. Unfortunately, that's all I can do. I was hoping to help more than one person, but she obviously needed this, so.
Yeah, no, this one, it was just a little bit tough to get to. I don't know. I'm personally not a cleric. I'm just at the front desk, but this one has been giving our clerics a bit of trouble, so I do appreciate it. And I'm sure Valen thanks you as well. She nods, tries to say something, but it croaks out. Oh, yeah, I'll have someone give you water. And then she starts to gently nudge you out of the room.
Yeah, I go. I'm like, well, I'll try and stop back tomorrow and check in.
Oh, sure, yeah. And if I'm not at the desk, someone else will be. And
thank you for your time.
Thank you for your act of kindness.
Leave.
Okay.
I leave.
Yeah, you start leaving, and she kind of mumbles out the rest of her responses, like, oh, okay. Huh, weird. Goes back to what she's doing.
And you go to bed.
All right.
Do I hear him come in?
What was Lisa doing with the staff? I want to know.
Yeah. Do I hear him come in?
Yeah, if you're still awake.
Well, am I? Do I have to be awake to attune?
Yes.
How loud were these guys?
We were not loud. We were literally like sitting thigh to thigh. Oh, you mean that way?
Yeah, that way. She's talking about the sex.
You definitely heard it.
I kind of like the quiet game.
Yeah.
Like I think there's something kind of odd about trying to be quiet.
So then, okay.
So you do hear there's a definite.
So the question is, roll for this shit.
Oh, I already did.
Roll for what you hear versus like.
Okay,
do you want to- so what are
because
you
I
doing?
rolled a 25 on my performance.
That's a performance thing.
Yeah.
So that if the performance is baller,
Mine
you're
was a
probably gonna have a
15.
disadvantage on the noise.
It was
front.
okay.
What
It was
what
alright.
are you talking about? I mean,
No, for him to be quiet.
oh.
Yeah. If it's bomb, if it's the bomb diggity,
So what am I?
it's gonna be a bit
stealth?
noisy.
I'm rolling stealth.
I mean, maybe
Yeah.
maybe some grunts and stifled
Stealth, yeah.
moans.
So, but what was your performance?
Oh, my performance?
Her performance
was a natural
Hers was a
20.
25.
Oh, mine was a nat 20.
Roll
and then I rolled a
disadvantage on your
5.
stealth.
Okay.
Because you were doing it really good.
I would think that. Oh, I wouldn't
Oh,
get
look, it's a
disadvantage.
19 and a 2. So performances plus, what is it? Performance plus 3. So 5. A little louder than I'd care to be.
For perception, I got a 9.
Okay.
Those walls are thin.
Yeah, the walls are exceptionally thin.
He rolled a 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, for my stealth, I got a 16.
Yeah, no one cares about you. He's the one making the noise.
Not if I did all right.
He did. He rolled multiple times.
Well,
Yeah,
that's good.
this was not like a single roll.
Okay. All right.
So Yusuf was all off helping children, and we're just back here behind in our little
I
boxes.
mean, maybe
rolling
he
dice.
could hit, like, maybe she heard a couple of bangs, like.
Yeah, so it's one of those
wall
things where
stuff
bang,
and
zow.
Yeah.
pop.
Well, when Yusuf comes back in, I'm going to kind of use my tail to maybe like hide the staff a little bit. I
Okay.
don't necessarily, like, everyone heard how dangerous this thing could be. So I was just like maybe keeping it on the down low.
And you could have
But then-
swore you heard like something going on over there. It doesn't seem like talking.
Ooh.
I was
Actually,
like,
can
they're
we give
definitely
him just a
doing it.
basic roll? Because I probably would have one point like put my hand over his mouth if he was getting too loud. might have had
My
him
other roll was
like,
a 19.
Quiet game. Shut up.
like
Quiet game.
probably would have like had him bite my arm or my shoulder
You-
to like shut up.
You think you hear like a and then like a
I know how she operates. Dude, they definitely did it.
What?
They're like boning next door. You want to go?
Next door?
Yeah.
Well, no, not if they're... Wait, are they trying to be quiet?
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
no,
doing
no.
that thing where she puts her hand over his mouth. She did that to me once too.
You know what? I feel like we should let them think we don't know that we know and just bring it up later in conversation.
In front of that elf girl.
Maybe?
Okay, we'll figure it out. We'll know the time. Where did you go?
That's a good way to get some frustration.
I went to a clinic.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, were you helping people like you helped me?
Yeah.
More gnomes?
No, it was a half-elf. She was a teenage girl, but she was poisoned. I guess they were having a really hard time of it. So
You're the best, man.
I get into bed. Lay down.
after healing the half elf, after spending some time with the staff, and after sexy times, clandestine sexy times, ? The night comes to a close for you all.
Well, that's certainly one way to trade information, am I right? Oh, those horny tiefling. So adorable. Well, I'd love to stay and continue this story, but you guys seem to lack a very crucial item that keeps my story flowing. Ale. You're out of ale. Like, seriously, for a tavern, you sure seem to have a lack of drink. What do you mean 16 pints of ale is excessive? I'm a goddamn bullywug! Whatever. The rest of you find me at some other, probably better, tavern, and I'll tell you more about these demon days.